If you're on the YouTube, we're going live a little early today in case you have any questions. So, on the show, my intention is to cook with others. And so far, I've reached out to a few people, and I've had a couple people say yes. And I've had a couple people come on the show, but a vast majority of the people that have said yes have not come on the show. So, here is my open invitation to you. If you have an amazing recipe that is mostly or all vegetables, I would love to cook it with you. And I am especially interested in recipes from different cultures than my own. So if you have an amazing recipe and would love to come and join me, I would love to have you on the show. I would love to highlight you. I would love to put the spotlight on you, unless you don't like that. And then I can talk about it and you just give me the recipe. So however it works best for you. So what it is all about for me is having fun, getting healthier, eating a few more vegetables, putting those in your life. Whether you're an omnivore or an herbivore, getting more veggies in your life. That's what I'm trying to do here. I think that it's super important. I think that it can only improve your health. I think the Western diet is broken and people eat too much garbage. And if we could get back to eating more vegetables, more plant based, even if you do eat meat, if you could eat more vegetables, I think it's only better for your health. So, in a few minutes, we're going to have Facebook join us also. But that is my plea to you. Come cook with me. I'm bored. Erin was going to be here today. She couldn't. We're still going to use her crock pot, and we thank her for bringing that over. So, Erin, get better. I don't know what your affliction is, but hopefully you are feeling better. Maybe I'll talk to you later today and see what's going on. So, I don't think it was drinking, but it could have been. I think she was ate something that disagreed with her. So, anyway, Ernan, we miss you. Wish you were here. Love you. And we will see you next time on the show. We're going to add some Facebook people here. This is going to be a little early, even for Facebook. Facebook is here too. YouTube and Facebook together at the same time. We're going to cook us a white bean soup. We're going to use the slow cooker. So I have decided this time to do not as much prep work to begin with. So hopefully that is okay with you. Starting a little bit early here, I'm going to just kind of go over some of the right now, all I'm doing is I'm pulling recipes off of the internet and I'm cooking them. I would love to cook with you. Bring your recipe here. Let's cook it together. So we got 4 carrots. We got 4 celery stalks. We got an onion. We've got 1 pound of white navy beans. We've got the master spice, black pepper. We've got thyme. Too much time on my hands. We've got some smoked paprika. I am going to change it up a little bit, and I'm going to put a little bit of mushroom powder in there from Trader Joe's. That is not called for in the recipe, and the recipe calls for rosemary, right? So I'm kind of like Rachel Ray. I'm just going to use that as a teaspoon. It's not an accurate teaspoon. I no longer have a teaspoon. I used to it one time. I lost it. Don't use it as much. We also have 6 cups of water. That's 2 cups. I've got 3 of those. I love glass. Glass to me is one of the best storage units, but it breaks easily. So I understand why people are going more and more to plastic. But I think overall it is the safest thing to store stuff in, and it's better for your health. Anyway, Facebook is back. Amy Schultz-Garst, thank you for joining us. If you have a plant-based recipe, I would love to cook with you. Come on the show. You don't even have to talk. Just tell me what the recipe is, and I'll talk. If that sounds interesting, it looks like Gina might be here. Gina, I think we may be on call together. Let's not get called in while we're doing this recipe. So I'm going to go over those ingredients again. We got 4 carrots. 4, count them, 4. We got 4 stalks, celery. I am going to use the greens on the top. Some people don't like that. Also, I'm probably going to use most of the stuff on the bottom. When you clean your celery, this is where most of the dirt will show up, where it gets stuck in the plant. So you got to watch this area where you're going to notice a little bit of brown here. I clean that very well, believe it or not. So that is stuck in the plant. That is not dirt. It's going in my recipe. When I cook, I do not. Oh my God, it's so great to have dementia. I don't scrape off. What's the word I'm looking for? Gina, help me out. What is it when you use your knife or your... Oh my God. Anyway, so basically I wash them very well. I leave most of the skin on. I believe that most of the nutrients come in the skin. Just under the skin. It may look a little dirty. Guess what? Guess where most of the minerals are in that vegetable? Just under the skin. Minerals are important for our health. So I do not... Oh, Lord, let's see if it's in this recipe, because my brain is completely dead. So peel. I do not peel most of my vegetables. I leave them with the skin on. I clean them very well. I'm going to chop off the top, and you may see me eat that, right? So it's been sitting in my fridge for a little while. Not perfect. Not as green as it was when it first came out. Carrots are very good for you. So what do we got? An onion. That one we're going to pull off all the outside stuff. I call it paper, the yellowish stuff above the white. I've already taken off most of the paper off the garlic. We got 4 garlic cloves in this recipe. We've got us a bay leaf. I don't know if I showed that earlier. We've got the master spice, black pepper, and I love a grinder. That's my favorite, cracked black pepper. This I'm adding to the recipe. It's not in there. This is a little bit of mushroom, different mushrooms from Trader Joe's as a dried thing, just to add a little bit different flavor. The recipe does call for rosemary. Facebook is having some problems. My phone is probably having some problems. Computer's doing good. So YouTube, you have no problems here. We're also going to have some smoked paprika. We're also going to have some thyme leaves. We're also going to have a pound of white beans. I basically just rinse these, let it set for a few minutes, because in the recipe, that's what it calls for, right? Because we're going to be using a slow cooker. We're going to cook this thing for like 8 hours over here in the crock pot. So to go back to Facebook, we've got some black pepper. I talked about the umami, which I'm adding, which is not in the recipe. We've got us some rosemary. We've got us some paprika, smoked paprika, and we've got us some thyme leaves. And I was just talking about today we're going to prep. I'm going to take the paper, what I call the paper, off of the onion. I already have taken the paper off of the garlic. The garlic's going to be minced. The onion is going to be chopped. We're going to do that. Like I said, because this is going to would be a boring show if I stayed the entire 8 or 9 hours while we're cooking this. Mainly just going to go through the prep work, show you what we're doing. We're going to throw it in the pot, and we're going to let it cook for 8 to 9 hours. It's a great recipe for if you have not a lot of time, right? So you could prep this all. You could throw it in the pot in the morning, come back, and the food will be ready at the end of your workday, if that's something that sounds interesting to you. So let's get after it. I like a very thick knife, because to me it feels safer. I like to put my blade up against the back of my fingers, and pull the tips of my fingers in, so that there's much less chance of me cutting those. So we're going to just kind of read over this recipe. We went over the ingredients. Mince the garlic, dice the onion, slice the celery, peel and slice the carrots. So garlic, we're going to mince. I'm going to just kind of mash it a little bit with the top of the flat blade. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that over here. There is the garlic. I just take my fist and just kind of pound that a little bit. As I'm doing that, I'm going to cut off my face here on YouTube, because I'm going to see if I can get to where you can see the knife work here. I'm not the greatest knife person, but it would be kind of beneficial for you to see what we're doing here with the veggies as I'm cutting those. So face be gone. Face be gone. So basically I'm going to take the garlic, I'm going to take the flat of the blade, I'm just going to smash it a little bit. And then what I do when I mince, fine cut. A little bit too thick so far, so we're going to come back through this for another pass. Facebook. Oh my lord, what is going on with the Facebook? Facebook does not know. That's our minced garlic. Right, we're going to now take the onion. I like to just cut the ends off. I like to pull the paper off, maybe with one layer of the whites. Hey, welcome back, Facebook. What is going on? So I'm just taking the paper off the garlic. We minced garlic. This is an onion. I'm pulling the paper, what I call the paper, off the onion. Maybe there's a better term for that. Maybe you can tell me. Put it in the comments below. So basically, I'm getting rid of the paper over here. I am going to dice the onions. So I'm going to cut those a little bit. Yeah, I see that. Amy Janine, hello. So I'm dicing the garlic. All this is going to go together. So we're just going to leave it on the same chopping board. My knife probably needs to be sharpened. Look at that. I'm kind of making this a little bit thick too. This is going to cook down. Sometimes I like to cut that stuff a little too thick. Woo, I felt that. I felt that. Almost got a finger cut. You would have had to see me rush off to the ER. Eeyore at the ER. That wouldn't have been good. We're going to, maybe we'll just eat that. Maybe we'll get rid of that. I don't know. It's irritating me. It's not. Yeah, that's a little bit thick for the onion. So we're going to see if we can dice this a little better as we go here. Look at those mad knife skills, folks. All this is going in together, so we're going to leave it on the same cutting board. Normally I would have these in separate dishes as I got this ready for... Is it doing a little bit better, Gina? I know that this Facebook, I think it's because it's mainly just my phone. My network must not be doing great here at the house. For my phone, the laptop seems to be doing well, so the Wi-Fi is probably doing all right. But the phone is not. Notice my very professional, because I'm a James Beard Award winner. If you believe that, I'll tell you more. My knife skills are not great yet, but as I do this more and more, they get better and better. And so far on the show, I have not cut my finger. So that is a bonus. And I know that a lot of you would like to see me cut my finger. And that would make for a more interesting TV show. So basically, we're just going to take all of this, once we get it to a fine enough chop, in my opinion, we're going to put this all in the crock pot. Like I said, this is kind of just a rough chop. It's supposed to be a dice. We're going to get this a little bit smaller than it is right now. I thought this knife was pretty sharp, but the way it's chopping right now, it might need to be sharpened a little bit. So once again, that layer that's closest to the paper on the onion sometimes is a little bit hard to cut also. So once again, like I said, I don't peel most of my vegetables. We're going to probably have everything just all chopped up on this one board, and we're going to just dump it into the crock pot, right? So we got the celery and carrots left to chop. I'm going to just take the tops of the carrots and cut those off. So I kind of just get those, and I will put that off to the side. I'll probably eat those later, right? So I'm going to make these a little bit thicker, I think. I like the carrots a little bit thick. Let them know that they're there. Right? So professional. Mise en place. Did we talk about mise en place? Mise en place is the preparation beforehand. A lot of professional cooking shows will have everything already chopped up. Like I said, part of this program today is me just showing some of the mise en place because it's not really going to be that interesting for you to watch something cook for 8 hours. So most of the show is going to be the mise en place because basically that's all you need when you're doing the slow cooking method. Right? So basically, could we have these all separated out into little bowls, and it would be much. Once again, I'm going to cut these and leave the bottoms a little bit. All right. This is why sometimes I have the subtitle Chaos Kitchen, right? Because my cooking skills are not 100%. I've dropped a couple carrots here onto the floor already. I'm going to leave the leaves on the celery. A lot of people will cut those off. I think it just looks interesting in the soup. Look at that. So professional. Once again, this is about getting your skills down for yourself and you learning what it is that you like, how you like it. I think that making it easy to cook, having fun in the kitchen, is half of the battle of cooking, right? So many people, like, they hate to cook. I am not one of those people. And I'm getting a little better at it. So we're basically going to dump all of this stuff into the crock pot. Let's see if we can pull up this camera a little bit so you can kind of see my face. Oh my God, look at that guy. He's so handsome. So anyway, we're basically going to take all of that. We're going to put that into the crock pot. And try not to get it onto the countertop as we do that, right? Garlic, I don't know if you know this, garlic is one of the healthiest vegetables there are. I love garlic. Some people, they don't like the way it makes their breath smell. I'm blessed with not having the greatest smeller in the world, so sometimes to me, I don't notice it. But I love garlic. I love stuff. I love raw garlic. I love cooked garlic. I love garlic. Let's look at Mark in his glasses. Yeah, so manly. So this called for olive oil. We're not using olive oil. Garlic, onion, celery, carrots in a large slow cooker. Give the beans a quick rinse and then add them to the slow cooker, right? So we already rinsed these. I'll show you some pictures later on. These were rinsed beans. Sometimes I soak them if I'm cooking them over high heat because I want to get some of the lectins out of the beans. When you're cooking beans, you want to cook them low and slow for a long time, or you want to soak them for several hours. I like 6 hours. Some people do it overnight. I'm going to put the beans into the crock pot here. Then we're going to put a lot of these spices, is my guess. We got a bay leaf, right? So the bay leaf will come out before we eat it. We're going to dump that in the crock pot. We have my teaspoon. So we're doing the rosemary, which is 1 teaspoon. Where did my rosemary go? I'm going to do this over the top of the cooker just because otherwise I'm going to dump some of these like here into it. So 1 teaspoon of rosemary. These are just dried from your spice aisle. We're going to do, we got the bay leaf, we got the rosemary, we got thyme. Thyme is going to be half a teaspoon of the rosemary, or the thyme. Thyme. We did the rosemary. We're going to do half a teaspoon of those. So we're also going to do some smoked paprika and some smoked paprika. Oh, we're getting close to this one. This one may be done. That smells amazing. Black pepper. This calls for 15 to 20 cranks. I'm going to do double. I love pepper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. I love cracked black pepper the best, right? So now we're going to 6 cups of water. Water, that's 2 each. 1, 2, which is 4. 2 of 2 is 4, and another one gives us 6. We're going to take our spoon. We're going to just combine that a little bit. We're going to put the top on. We're going to turn it on. Power. Mode is low already. 8. I'm going to go up to 8:30. And this thing is cooking, right? So it was that simple. So everything here was in the prep work. That's all it was, the prep work. And then you're basically setting this on a countertop somewhere. You're letting it cook for 8 to 9 hours. And then you're coming back and you're eating it. So 8 to 9 hours, I'm going to show you some pictures of what this looks like. And I'm going to eat it, right? And I'm also going to be eating this for the week. So you guys have a great day. Are there any questions, right? So I try to make the show about 30 minutes just to give it a round number, 30 minutes. So is there any questions? Anybody? Husk. What is Husk? Gina Husk. Yeah, I know. The Facebook was not working as great this time. I think it was my phone. I think it was my network. I don't know. So anyway, that is the biggest problem with sometimes relying on your connection with your phone. Eventually, maybe I'll go to StreamYard. I'll have both of these go out at the same time once I can figure out how to do that. Right now, I'm doing it individually: YouTube, Facebook, phone, computer. So, Gina, hopefully we don't have to go to work today. It worked out kind of nice. Once again, hopefully Aaron will be back. Gina, once again, anytime you want to cook with me again, I would love it. Amy, if you got a recipe, I'd love to cook with you. You guys have a great weekend. I'm going to talk a little bit about hierarchy of health, what I consider it to be the whole plant, right? Eating that's probably the healthiest. Cooking it a little bit, also very healthy. The more you process it, the more stuff you add to it, the worse it is. If you are a meat eater, to me, it's the same thing. If you're eating the pink ooze hamburger with all the additives and stuff, it's much worse than if you're eating a grass-fed beef. So once again, I kind of consider that the hierarchy. The more processed it is, the worse it is. I personally stay away from meat and dairy and those things. I think that if you follow a Mediterranean diet, it's really good and has great health benefit. So, having said all of that, we're done for today. Next time, like I said, feel free to shout out or put in the comments suggestions of what should be cooked. If you have a recipe you would love to be on the air with me, I would love to have you here, because to me it's way more fun when I'm cooking with someone. All right, guys, have a great day. Talk to you next Saturday. We're on vacation next Saturday, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, guys, have a great one. Talk to you soon. And goodbye. This is not a touch screen. So professional. Look at that professional.